United Airlines announcing today that CEO Oscar Munoz will be stepping down in May, after which current President Scott Kirby will take the reins and Munoz will become executive chairman. For more, let's bring in Gordon Bethune. He's former Continental Airlines chairman and CEO. Gordon, thank you so much for joining us. First, what's your take on Mr. Kirby taking over the job? Is he the right one for this?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the best teams put together in the business. They rivaled the Delta Bastian Howenstein team with the two best management teams in the business.
Is this a big loss for American Airlines? At one point, I understand he potentially could have replaced Mr. Parker as CEO.
Well, you know, every while you make a bad chess move and you pay for it in the end. Scott Kirby is a star. He's shown what he can do. He's turned the juice on like an afterburner over at United the last couple of years, and Oscar was a smart guy for snagging him when he could.
Gordon, will Mr. Kirby be annoyed that Oscar Munoz is sticking around as executive chairman? It's sort of like still kind of checking in on your junior to make sure he's doing the right thing. If he's getting the job, why not give him the job in full?
I think it's probably a compromise. I'm sure, I know Scott pretty well. He's not chafing at the bit. And Oscar deserves, after his heroic return from a heart transplant and putting the United back on the map, I think, you know, with all the dignity and respect that you could give Oscar, he's earned it, all of it. So I think both of those guys are mature and they get it.
United Airlines stock has been relatively flat over the last 3 months or so, down about 2%. What do you think is the lowest hanging fruit that Mr. Kirby could sort of attack to add some value to the shares?
Well, he's been adding value, as you see, like even hubs like in Houston are really strong, staffed with professionals. So their on-time performance, the quality of their product, and quite frankly, the amount of revenue they get for available seat mile has climbed under Scott's stewardship. I think that's going to continue, and they'll continue to compete heavily with Delta for being the top talent.
Steph, do you want to get into the airlines?
I don't. I mean, I feel like they're trading stock. So, I mean, they're cheap, right? This one is extremely cheap, like at 9 times forward estimates. So only up 4% for the year. So you think there's some real value there. So maybe you can pick away, but you have to be very tactical. And I think if oil prices do actually continue to rise, that's going to be a concern as well. And so there's just too many headwinds in this space.
Gordon, what do you think the single best thing that Munoz did over his tenure was, and the perhaps one mistake or one thing he didn't do?
Well, I think he put a human face on the company back again. It had been missing one for a couple of years, and that's what they really needed. The employees needed the backup and morale. Plus, he brought the precision in executing the plan and making sure that the plan optimized the revenue. So he's a real pro, and I think he's done a good job. I really can't think of anything he probably failed at. Probably didn't ask for enough money when he came.